What's going on, everybody? Weston Hodkiewicz here from the Green Bay Press-Gazette, joined alongside Pete Dougherty following the conclusion of Day 3 of the 2013 NFL Draft. Pete, the Green Bay Packers walked away with 11 draft picks today. It wasn't as big as last year where they went on a run of 6 consecutive defensive players, but it was pretty evenly balanced, on both sides of the ball. The big thing that stuck out to me, though, is they really did some big steps here to take care of that offensive line and the running game, trying to shore that up. Just what were your impressions of it, and what did you take away from what the Packers did?
The two things that hit me most was they addressed, talk about Ted Thompson not drafting for need. He addressed his two biggest problems, and he addressed them hard. First pick, your best asset, Dayton Jones on the defensive line. That was their greatest weakness. And running back was a close second. He didn't take just one guy, Eddie Lacy, with a second-round pick, but he also traded up for Jonathan Franklin in the 4th round. This is a pretty highly rated guy. To go for a second guy, he's a hedge in the bet in case Lacy's health is an issue, which it was at times in college. But for going for two guys, they obviously thought they had some, they were tired of having a mediocre or worse run game, which they've had basically for 7 years.
Our Rob Demovsky already chasing all the undrafted free agents that are going on, but from the look of it, they're going to pretty much fill up most of their roster, if not all of it, by the time this is said and done, with guys that are either rookies or undrafted guys coming in. Did the Packers do what they needed to do so far this offseason to address those concerns going into next year, trying to make another Super Bowl run?
The one thing they didn't do was do anything at safety. No 11 draft picks, no safeties, which means it's going to be M.D. Jennings or John McMillan. Maybe they think McMillan, they drafted him last year in the 4th round as a starter a couple of years down the road. Maybe they think he's ready to make that jump right now. They must think enough of him where they didn't force drafting a safety, so they must think enough of him there. But that's one position where I thought maybe they'd use a high pick that they did not.
Last thing I want to touch on, Pete, the injuries that the Packers are dealing with. Mike McCarthy talked about it. Derek Sherrod doing a lot better after his second surgery now on that broken leg that he suffered at the end of his rookie year. Brian Bulaga also seemed to be pretty optimistic about him. It seems like the Packers, in some shape or form, they cut some guys, but it looks like they're getting healthy in other capacities. Are you expecting Derek Sherrod to be a part of this team next year?
I don't. McCarthy kind of hedged a little bit on that. I mean, he didn't give any sense that the guy's in really rough shape or anything, but he said, well, he's coming along or whatever. Whereas Bulaga looks like he's full go right now. So we don't know if Sherrod's going to be ready to play or not, or what kind of player he's going to be. That probably helps explain the back-to-back 4th-round picks on the offensive line. That was at least part of that, I would think.
Mike McCarthy did say, though, that Nick Perry also coming along, still isn't 100%, but coming along with his wrist injury. I have to see how that all shapes out. Obviously, another month to go before OTAs. But for Pete, I'm Wes. Once again, check into PackersNews.com for all our blogs, stories, and videos relating around the Packers draft. And until next time, we'll see you later.